back to the world of Movie Melee. I am your host, Kaleb Koho, and we are back for a round 2 match in the Summer Series Singles Tournament, and I am loving what we've got going on today. We have the number 14 seed, Jeremy Adams, taking on the number 30 seed, Thomas Scully. It's been a long time since we've seen a bottom 3 seed make it to the second round in what was an electric first-round match with John Marr. Here to call the match with me today is the one, the only, vicious Dylan Vanthine. How you doing, Dylan?
I'm doing well. I didn't know that was my nickname until a couple days ago, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You earned it. I'm excited about these two. Jeremy making his return this season, one of the big comebacks for the season. Something that I think a lot of people are excited to see with him back in the tournament, taking on Scully, who was one of the bigger comebacks last year in terms of people who had long breaks between their first and second match, and he showed up. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see between these two. Thoughts on these two competitors?
Yeah, I mean, when Jeremy returned in his round 1 match, he showed very few signs of ring rust. He played very, very well, so he's looking very scary in this tournament. And yeah, Scully, whatever. We're not really on a first name basis. I don't know him super well. Seems like a cool guy. He played really, really good in his first match as well, getting probably the biggest upset of the year, I'd say, so far, upsetting the number 3 seed. So yeah, really excited to see how today goes.
I would argue Scully is in the running for an upset of the year award come December, January. So we'll see about that. But this Battle of Champions is starting here real soon. We'll start in our interviews with the number 30 seed, the 3-time Fandom Fight champion, Thomas Scully. You made it to round 2 of the tournament in a match where you entirely had a very say-lovey attitude. It worked out for you. How are you feeling about being here in the second round today?
Well, look, the last person to call me Thomas was Henry Sanchez, and he hasn't been seen in almost 4 years. So
don't put that on me.
First of all. Secondly, look, like I said before, I'm just here to have a good time. C'est la vie attitude. I don't speak French. So we'll find some other French phrase after Jeremy co-sung by today. But look, I mean, Jeremy, he's one of the greats. He's one of the most talented, knowledgeable trivia players I think we've had in the league ever. So he's got. I think this is his tournament to really state his claim. Like, he's back in the league, and I think he's going to continue to do that. I've said it before. I'm the standard. I am. If you beat me, congrats. You can move into that upper echelon of Melee players. If you lose to me, you got to go back to the drawing board, tear up the strategy, and reevaluate your life choices. So yeah, it's two very, very separate extremes. But look, yeah, I'm just here to have a good time. Whatever happens, happens. But if it happens again, somebody's got to drug test me, because this shit can't happen a second time.
I'm sure Cody will be right on that. We will say goodbye to you for now, and we'll bring in your opponent, Jeremy Adams. You came back with a fiery vengeance in round 1 of this tournament. Like Scully, your opponent said, no signs of ring rust, no signs of stopping. A great showing in the last one standing, a great showing in the round 1. How are you feeling about this match today?
I'm feeling good. It's nice to play somebody like Scully, who I respect a lot, and he's in my faction, and he's a good dude, so there's always that going into it. But yeah, I do think there was some luck involved in the first match that I played. I did get spinner's choice, and that's always going to be a factor. There's some of the geekier stuff on the wheel that could, swing this match. So you never know how things will go. And I know Scully's a great player, so always a little nervous, but I'm hoping for a great match, and I'm sure we'll have one.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and get into round number 1, which works like this. You are going to be getting 8 questions worth 8. I'm going to start this whole thing over because I just had a stroke. We're going to do that all over again. I've never had that happen before. Okay. All right, well, with that, we're going to get into round number 1, which works like this. This is the patented whiteboard round. It works like this. You're going to get 8 questions from 8 different areas within the realm of general movies. Should you get all 8 questions correct, you'll be issued a bonus question. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match and a challenge. Rule any questions, gentlemen, as we get into round number 1.
Oh, let's do it.
All right, then your first question will come to you in the category of sci-fi fantasy. Who plays Trinity in the Matrix franchise?
You like
Many
these movies?
franchise exists. I honestly have seen half of it. I like the two I've seen.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I guess that's a controversy to like Resurrections. Pens down. We're gonna go to Jeremy first.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
And Scully.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss is correct. So we draw 1-1 into the second question, Dylan.
Which will come in the category of classics. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is set in what U.S. state?
Who is the weirdest person you've ever had over for dinner?
Oh, shit. I mean, I don't want to make people mad at the next family reunion, so I probably shouldn't say.
Good answer. Mine,
Let's be honest.
my uncle. 5,
Are they watching here
4,
today?
3, 2, 1. I'll say my uncle, but they just don't know which one it is. Pens down. We're going to go to Scully.
California.
And we're going to go to Jeremy.
California.
California is correct, so we stay perfect 2-2 to get you the third question in the category of the 1970s. In Being There, Chauncey had what job before his boss died? I hope that's how you say that. Give it a little bounce to the name. But
Yeah, I believe so.
I hope so. You know, sometimes you look at a name and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going for it. And then you live with it. And it's great. And that's how you get things like Pentultimate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Jeremy.
Chauncey the Gardener.
And Scully.
Said lawyer.
Gardner is correct. So Jeremy will take a 1-point lead, 3-2 to get to the fourth question of the round.
Which will come in the category of drama. Who stars as Jenny Malore in 2009's An Education?
So, in the United States, we have a varying sense of education state to state. Arizona doesn't have one. Other states have a lot. Well, what's the least educated province here in Canada?
Oh, shit. Damn. I'm going to say Alberta. Just
5,
to make people in this
4,
community.
3.
Actually going to use a repeat.
Oh,
A
that's
repeat.
Jeremy's first repeat. Your question again from Dylan.
Who stars as Jenny Malore in 2009's An Education?
But yes, I would second Alberta, having met a couple of their residents. That resident describes themselves as the Texas of Canada. Tells me everything I need to know. So,
Yeah.
probably not the sharpest cookie in the box. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Scully.
I get her confused with Michelle Williams all the time, so I hope it's not Michelle Williams, but it's a Carrie Mulligan.
And Jeremy.
I had blanked on her name. Promising young woman just wasn't coming to me.
Carrie Mulligan is correct. So with that, no perfect rounds, and Scully ties the game 3-3. Let's get to your fifth question in the category of the 2010s. In 2018's The Happy Time Murders, humans live alongside what kind of creatures? Ooh. It came earlier when I was trying to read the rules. It's happening now. It's just like you get off work and for whatever reason, the brain's just like, hey, mouth and brain disconnected.
Yeah, I understand.
It's fantastic.
Murders.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Jeremy.
Puppets.
Scully.
Truly unhinged puppets.
Absolutely unhinged puppets is correct. 4-4 as we get to your next question.
Which comes in the category of recent releases. Who directed The Woman King?
Oh,
So, murders.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. We'll take it back to the family reunion topic. If there's one person in your family that you think would be a murderer, who would it be? Let's discuss.
Probably my brother.
Dang.
Because he might be watching
Hey.
this. So, hey. Shout out to Dallas.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Scully.
Gina Prince Blythewood?
And we'll go to Jeremy.
Can't believe I remembered her name and not Carrie Mulligan. Gina Prince Blythewood.
That is incorrect.
Really?
On both accounts, we're looking for Gina Prince Bythewood.
Oh, really?
No L in that name.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, we cannot accept either answer. And we'll move on to your penultimate question in the category of war. What is it good for? In Full Metal Jacket, what kind of food does Pyle hide under his bed that Gunnery Sergeant Hartman makes his squad do physical punishment for? Those are always the heartbreaking ones. Where it's like, you're absolutely correct, except there's one letter there that changes it. Damn it. I hate that.
I mean, I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest. I had to look up to make sure.
I did do the same thing when I was writing the name down for like awards consideration stuff. I absolutely spelled it like it. So it sucks.
I blame Twitter for always putting the L in her name.
2,
That's
1.
cool.
Twitter constantly does give the L. Pens down. We will go to Jeremy
Donut?
and Scully.
I say a candy.
Donut is correct, specifically a jelly one. So Jeremy leads 5-4 to get to the final question of the round.
She'll come in the category of actors and actresses. Who appeared in Addams Family Values, Working Girl, and In and Out?
Pretty close affair here again today.
Yes.
These two lockstep. It's like in the the movies. They're just locked up body blows. It's a good fight.
True.
I'm gonna have some of the UFC people rolling their eyes at me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Scully
I don't know. Angelica Houston.
and Jeremy.
Joan Cusack.
Joan Cusack is correct. So at the end of round number 1, Jeremy leads 6 to Scully's 4. But anything can happen as we get into round number 2, which works like this. This is the wheel round. We are going to give to you the wheel from wheeldecide.com. If you let the category land on, you are going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can opt to multiple choice, but it devalues it down to being only worth 1 point. You can spin again, but you're stuck with every line on the second time. I believe Jeremy has 2 repeats. Scully has all 3 remaining. Your categories on the wheel tonight are 1980s, DC, animated, scores and soundtracks, 1990s, mystery thriller, classics, and comic book movies. Jeremy, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or defer to Scully?
I'll try going first again.
All right, then this will be your spin. And it lands on the category of scores and soundtracks. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Can you try spinning again?
You're stuck with it every land on this spin, and you land on the category of opponent's choice. So, Mr. Scully, what would you like to give Jeremy here? Your choices are on the wheel for you.
Let's see. It's one of the most well-rounded players in the history of movie trivia, so this is going to be fun. You know what? Let's do scores and soundtracks. He didn't want it the first time. Just make him have it.
All right. Dylan, would you like to go ahead and give Jeremy his questions in scores and soundtracks?
Sure thing. All right, Jeremy, your first question in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who sang the title song for In the Heat of the Night?
Ray Charles.
That's correct for 2 points. Your next question. Terrence Blanchard composed the scores for 14 films by what director?
Spike Lee.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your next question. What comedy features the original song Grow Old With You?
The Wedding Singer.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your penultimate question in this category. Who composed the score for Risky Business?
I have an idea, but I'm going to go multiple just to be safe.
All right. Your options are A, Vangelis, B, Tangerine Dream, C, Jerry Goldsmith, or D, Howard Shore.
It's B, Tangerine Dream.
That is correct for one more point. So now your final question in this category. What song appears in both Ice Age and Matilda?
I'll go multiple.
Right. Your options are A, Send Me On My Way, B, Food, Glorious Food, C, Brand New Day, or D, When I Grow Up.
D, When I Grow Up.
That is incorrect. So, Thomas, for the 1 point steal, is it A, Send Me On My Way, B, Food, Glorious Food, C, Brand New Day, or D, When I Grow Up?
I believe it's A.
A is correct for the 1 point steal. And sorry for
Big
calling
1
you.
point steal. Big steal there. Jeremy with a big round gets himself up to 13. That steal, though, gets Scully up to 5 as we'll bring back the wheel for Scully's spin. And your first spin of the wheel is away, and it lands on Spinner's Choice.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. All right. You just give me DC.
DC it is. All right. Scully, you ready for questions in DC films?
That better be. Let's do it.
What is the name of the Kryptonian city that Kara is from in Supergirl?
Argo City.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. How does Constantine kill himself to come face to face with Lucifer in Constantine?
He slits his wrists.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your third question. What DC film features 2 homicide detectives named Burke and Garrity?
Joker.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your fourth question in DC. The mysterious main villain in The Losers goes by what name?
Max.
That's correct for 2 points, and he has tied the game as we get to your final question in DC. Who voices Jade Wilson in Teen Titans Go to the Movies?
Kristen Bell.
That is correct for 2 more points. A clean sweep, 10 for 10, and he sounded bored, Dylan. So with that is 15 to 13 as we get into round number 3, which is the pick your poison round, and it works like this. We are going to give our 2 competitors here a chance to choose what they would like for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point valued questions from the following categories of 1980s, comic book movies, war, 1990s, scores and soundtracks, Oscars, musicals, and Martin Scorsese. We're going to let them choose from those categories right now, and we'll be back momentarily. All right, our competitors have chosen what categories they would like, and because he is down, we will start with Jeremy, who has chosen your 1-pointer in the category of Oscars. Your question is, what won Best Picture for films released in 1991?
The Silence of the Lambs.
That is correct for 1 point. You are still behind, so we'll stay with you for your 2-pointer in the category of war to take the lead. And your question is, Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, and Frank Sinatra all have roles in what 50s war film?
From Here to Eternity.
That is correct for 2 points and the lead. So we bounce back to Scully for his 1.
Yep. In the category of war, who directed Platoon?
Oliver Stone.
That is correct to tie up the game. And because Scully has more questions, we will stick with him for his 2-point question in the category of Oscars, which is, who was nominated for Best Actress for films released in 1960, 1963, and 1983?
Shirley MacLaine.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right, with that, we will bounce back to Jeremy for his 3-pointer, who's chosen his question in the category of the 1990s. Your question is, in what 90s sports film will you find the Miami Sharks?
Any given Sunday.
That is correct for 3 points. And so we will send it back to Scully, who is grinning ear to ear for that one, for his 3-pointer.
I know who fucking wrote it.
Your 3-point question in the category of Martin Scorsese. Where does Paul meet Julie in After Hours?
It's at a diner.
Is incorrect. We were looking for a bar. So we will now stick with Scully for his 4-point question in the category of comic book movies. And if he hits, he sends it back over to Jeremy. If not, then Jeremy will be the winner. So your question. What is Pepper Potts allergic to as revealed in Iron Man 2?
Strawberries.
No hesitation.
For 4 points.
In the world that she's allergic to.
Just
Strawberries.
hits that. So with that, we will bounce it back to Jeremy Adams for his 4-pointer in the category of the 1980s. If Jeremy hits this, he will win. If he misses this, Scully will advance to round 3 of this tournament. So, Jeremy, your 4-pointer in the category of the 1980s is: what is the name of the soap opera Dorothy gets a role on in Tootsie?
Southwest General.
And your winner, Jeremy the Atom Adams. That is correct. I think this will go down as probably one of the best matches of the whole tournament, Dylan. Wow. Great match, great back and forth between both competitors all the way through. 23-22 final. Definitely not, I think, what either competitor expected, maybe not even what bracket predictors expected, but that came down to the wire. What'd you think?
Yeah, fantastic match. Obviously, 23-22 points. That's a massive score. Not many games go that high in 3 rounds. So, yeah, it was looking like maybe going into the last question, we might have to get out the drug tests for one Thomas Scully, as he said in his promos. But, yeah, he really brought it today. A fantastic match. Yeah, I think it just came down to that 3-pointer in Scorsese might have screwed over Scully, I think. But overall, just a fantastic match from both competitors.
Absolutely, and we'll go ahead. We'll talk about competitors, starting with our second place finisher today, Thomas Scully. The drug tests were indeed being prepped, waiting in the wings. A phenomenal showing from you today. How are you feeling about your performance?
I feel great. I mean, yes, I did get Fandom again in round 2, but the wheel must have turned a whole new leaf since I left Fandom, because it wasn't a huge fan of me before. I've seen After Hours. I've seen After Hours. I watched it for a long time, like 8 fucking months ago. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the first scene enough. So it is what it is. Whatever. It was a Scorsese film I've seen, so it's not like I didn't get one that I hadn't seen. If I had, I would have kicked myself for not flipping Oscars in Scorsese. But overall, I feel great. Jeremy's again. He's come on. He knew that shit right away. And he's automatic. Kind of like I am, and I respect that. So, I mean, we'd only played ever once before. It was like Full Metal Geek 4 years ago. Went into Sun and Death. I think one of the best matches that channel ever had. And we went toe to toe again today. It was like a 1-point game at the end. So I'm happy with the result. Happy he gets to go through. Happy he's more battle tested as he gets further into the tournament. And I hope he goes far. I hope he has a nice deep run, and if he can bring a belt to the Rogue Nation, as it's called now, that'd be awesome. So happy for myself, happy for him, and just I had a fun time.
Absolutely. Phenomenal showing today. Is there anyone you're looking to face now that you're out of this tournament when you do come back?
And honestly, anybody with the way the wheel has been winking at me and gesturing me over, and saying that they like my vibe. I think I think I can play. I think I can hang with almost anybody. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. And whoever needs a confidence booster, whoever wants to test themselves against the standard, bring them on. Let's go.
For sure. Well, congratulations on your performance and a great showing today, despite a loss. But we will see you again real soon. And we'll go to our winner today, Jeremy Adams, who I'm sure is still wiping beads of sweat away from the forehead. A phenomenal showing today. As always, another great notch in the belt. How are you feeling about the game today?
I feel really good. It was kind of the opposite of the last match where I got spinner's choice and things kind of went my way. This time I got opponents and he got spinners. So, that was more of a test, and he's a great player. He sells himself a little short. He knew a lot today, not just his strengths, the Fandom stuff. Like he knew what he needed to do to win that match, and it was that close. But thankfully I was able to kind of keep my head and not get too psyched out and stay in there till the end. And thank God it was a Tootsie 4-pointer. You always are happy when it's a movie because if you ask a deep plot question on certain movies, I might not remember that, even though I've probably seen them all from the 80s. But loving that movie and having recently listened to a 4-hour podcast on it from John Roca probably helps. So that feels good. And I just appreciate all the nice words that Thomas had. And I'm going to try to do my best to represent him and the rest of the faction going forward in this tournament. It's exciting to be here at this point.
For sure. Is now you move on into round number 3 of this tournament, taking on either Tony Durso or Antonio Chavez. Between those two competitors, who are you more keen to face?
I really like Tony. He's a great guy. I've played him a couple times, I think, in another league, so that would be awesome. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for Antonio. Actually a little nervous about both of those guys. They really have been hot lately in whatever leagues they're playing in. So yeah, definitely whichever way it goes there, it's going to be a pretty even challenge. So I got to start really strategizing and kind of, watching some of once I know, I'm going to start watching some of their matches and try to figure out what I'm going to do. Cause we're obviously it's getting in around 3 and we're getting into the tougher, the really tough competition. Where guys that know they have a long range of knowledge that they have. So, yeah, it's exciting. We'll see. Either one of those guys, it's gonna be tough.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for playing. You did a great job today. We'll see you in round number 3. I thought this is one of the best matches of the whole tournament to be done. I thought this was a great showing. 2 great players, great competitors, great game. Final thoughts on this one before we wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, really, just I wouldn't say surprising because Scully did beat the number 3 seed in his last match, but he was very much talking down on himself going into this match, and I think he really brought it in just this entire tournament. He's been playing fantastic just in this entire tournament, so I'm really excited to see him come back. But yeah, Jeremy is just he's on a roll right now. 2 wins since his return in singles, and he hasn't lost a match yet in teams. He's looking scary, so I don't envy whoever is going to be playing him in the future.
It's true. So that's going to do it for us here at Movie Melee. That has been Scully. That has been Jeremy. That has been Dylan. I have been Kaleb. This has been Movie Melee. We'll see you guys real soon with another great match.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior.
You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
You've been taken.
Bye.